Hi, my name is Natasha Roberts, and for those that are not familiar with me, I am the Business Development Manager in the Education Services Department. This presentation is targeted to the sales team to provide knowledge of the IBM Cloud training. With that, we will review our agenda. So today we're going to discuss what is cloud, review also cloud computing services, take a look at some IBM Cloud popular classes, and then arm you with online tools that are available to you either while you're in the field, on the phone, or at any point in time that you need it. It will provide you with the latest and greatest course details. And then we should have some time for questions and answers. So with that, let's begin. So what is cloud? Many people know and have heard the terminology cloud, but what is it? Cloud is on-demand computing services over the internet. And that's really multiple data centers that compute and store resources for you that's connected by a network. That is the cloud. It's virtualized into this big pool of resources that's shared amongst others. So you have three types. You've got public, private, and hybrid. So with public cloud, this is the one that most people think of when they hear the terminology cloud. It's hosted by a cloud service provider who then rents space to customers, and customers pay for their usage. So what they use, they pay for it. It's much like our utility bills that we have. We're only paying for the utilities that we utilize. Same thing with the public cloud. With a private cloud, it's just that. It's private. It's tailored to one specific customer. So this gives you the ability to control and customize the cloud to fit your needs. Many customers will have their core business on the cloud. And then with hybrid, you get the benefits of both. You get public and you get private. This allows customers to create applications on the private cloud, and when they're completed, you can easily and quickly move them over to the public cloud based upon customer demand. So then you also have that ability on the pay-per-use on the public cloud. So you get the benefits of both worlds with a hybrid. There are three benefits to that. You've got elastic resources, which is the ability to quickly and easily scale up or down to meet demand. And then you've got the pay-per-use, as I mentioned, where you can move your applications from the private cloud over to the public cloud. So you have that ability to have customers pay per use for your applications that you created. And then you have the self-service, which is all of your IT resource needs that you need with the self-service access. So let's look at the cloud computing services. We've got three of them. There's software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. Well, let's go ahead and define what each of them can and do for us. Starting off with software as a service. Software as a service, it's cloud-based applications that can be accessed through the internet in the cloud. So some of the benefits to that is you have a faster deployment, it's global, you can access it globally, you've got the ability to have delivery on multiple devices, it's the scalability of it, you reduce some of your IT costs, it makes for easy administration. Most of this is because you access it through the internet. And advanced update management, rich functionality, and then increased user adoption. It's easy to have users adopt it because, again, you're providing services through the internet. Some of the examples of software as a service is Google, Twitter, Facebook, Flickr, and then some of the like CRM or business tools that are available are such things as Salesforce, Box, or even Dropbox, and plus many more other software applications that I didn't name today. I'm sure you could probably think of some to name a few. But all of these applications can be available to us on any device. We can use our smartphones, which we use quite often, our tablets, our laptops, but not only can you pay for the use of these existing applications, but you also have the ability to create your own pay-per-use, as I had mentioned with the private cloud, how you can move that over from private over to public, so that this gives you the ability not to have to worry about the updates, because the software that you're renting or that you're using, or the services, I should say subscriptions that you're using, allows for those updates to exist. So there's no hardware costs, no setup costs, and again, the application can be accessed from anywhere where you have an internet-enabled device. So let's moving over to Platform as a Service. Platform as a Service is with the cloud. You have have an environment that allows you to build and deploy cloud-based applications. Some of the benefits to that are cost savings, no software licenses needed, reduced technical maintenance, and increased mobility. So what that does for you is it allows for really software developers and programmers to be able to host and develop their projects in the cloud. Developers are able to access these tools and servers and programming environments remotely that are just stored in the cloud. This saves on licensing fees and investing in software and infrastructure to support the programming efforts. There are vendors that allow software as a service applications to be used on existing software programs that are easily customized that are on the private cloud. So again, it just allows you those tools and resources to create the software as a service. With infrastructure as a service, it provides companies with computing services to rent. So you have your servers, your networks, your storage, your data center space. It's all virtual for you. So you don't have to worry about some of the benefits. No investment in the hardware. You have the ability to cover global easily, and you have increased security, production workload integration, and knowledgeable support. So you have quite a few benefits. The biggest one would be the savings and the investment in the hardware. On the public cloud, you can rent the infrastructure that's available to you over the internet and create any sort of applications that you need to. You also have the ability of cloud hosting, so you can host your websites on these virtual servers. So again, renting them without paying for the investment of the hardware, because that could be quite expensive. So let's take a look at some of the popular IBM courses. Just a word of warning, some of these courses that are popular today may not be so popular tomorrow. With IBM, technology and courses are always changing, and the needs are always changing. So this is just a quick snapshot to let you know some of the popular courses. Tivoli, Storage Manager, the Endpoint Manager courses, and the Asset Management courses. So those are some, to name a few. It's a huge curriculum, and so this is just partly the core of what their demand is. These typical students are usually IT professionals that are administrators, architects, or network specialists. There isn't any specific industry to focus on. It's really those customers, it's a number of customers across all organizations. So let's take a look at a tool that we have available for you. And if you go to ibm.com/training, you have the ability to search on any keyword search. You can either search in the upper right hand corner or in the yellow box where it says training. You can type in a keyword. So let's just take it as an example. If we search for Tivoli, it brings up a number of courses for us. And we're going to go ahead and select on the course that says Tivoli Workload Scheduler 8.6 Administration. Based on that, once you click on that, it brings up the overview, and then you have the ability to see the training path for that course, look at the audience, prerequisites, any other key topics, objectives. So it's really the course outline available to you. But for today's purposes, we're going to go ahead and click on the training path. And you just click on the hyperlink that says IBM Tivoli Workload Scheduler 8.6. And what that does is it brings up the training path for you as noted in this screen on the right. The training path is a helpful tool because it asks you a number of questions to determine where your student is and what the appropriate training is for them. There are a number of courses, and not only that, IBM doesn't require any certification, so there isn't always a certification associated with each of the classes. With these classes, we also have the ability to deliver them as online with a live instructor, in a classroom training, which we called instructor-led training, and then there's self-paced virtual training and web-based training. So the self-paced virtual training and the web-based training are both self-paced asynchronous training. The difference between the two is that self-paced virtual training allows the student to have access to the labs, whereas with the web-based it does not. So in many cases there are some classes that aren't so popular with IBM, so with that you have to try to look to see if there's some web-based training, and within the training path it'll indicate whether or not there is a self-paced virtual class or web-based for that particular course. So it allows you to provide offerings for either or to fit their needs. So with that, we will turn it over for any questions and answers.